freshman, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of it was like not even that really old man, and like the same way. So like people are not into each other, getting hurt constantly. When there's so many kids on the field, I got it. I'm not holding you the wrong names, but like I don't want to lose it. That's it.
They go around with it right now.
Yeah, so.
He's gonna go with it.
Plus, we didn't have a movie there.
Look, listen.
If they had it as mine, they would think about having it as a major, but they didn't, because not enough people were doing it, so. Might as well get the, like, maybe that one.
Happy Tuesday evening, we're back at it. Tuesday, May 26th, with my trusty sidekick stretching. Gonna do a warm-up for about just some tumbling, some cartwheels, forward rolls, and then I'll put it through some stance of motion, some other movements. And then today we're gonna get into arm drags, different kinds of arm drags, what kind of attacks we have from there, different positions and areas, whether we're controlling or our opponent's controlling. We'll get into arm drags today. So get a good stretch in, and then we'll start in a minute.
I just want that. I'm all right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. The left. Of right, it's across. When he's standing up, your head. No. Oh, so it's the back legs.
Can't.
Well, that's fine. We'll just lower it and then just get further.
Lower. Now stand farther.
It's clear.
Forward, probably.
Right there. You look in the circle. Well, I'm the producer. I saw you were telling one of the camera. You saw the lighting. Now that Jamie is going to be around for a while, because over there and have the workout, he was going.
Okay.
Yeah, he's looking and then on viewing YouTube live. No, it's like, they're not spoken, they don't talk, you know. That's all right. I thought yesterday was Tuesday. I'm gonna stay home and I go watch it from home. It was the Zoom. I said, "Oh man, I messed up the dates. Today is Zoom." So I played poker with Dion on Saturday. I said, "Yo, you gonna do a Zoom on Sunday tomorrow?" He goes, "Nah, I gotta put a gazebo away." I said, "Gazebo? What gazebo?" In the yard. I said, "Well, Monday." He goes, "This is Memorial Day." I said, "We don't got no big holidays in Scorpions."
What's weird is that they didn't give us holiday, but they were home already.
Yeah. Nobody went to the children. Nobody.
Some people went to leave like that.
Well, nobody. No, nobody. Because the week before, well, I could be the whole body was full. So they said, when we open up next week, it's gonna be too many people.
Stance of motion and just keep it going with it. Slow down, rock. Just move your legs.
So you have a parking?
Are you going down one?
No, just keep those elbows. Elbows,
Okay.
So if you're home, we're gonna get into a little bit of stance in motion. Right now, I've asked Tyler to just go ahead and complete some stance in motion, not moving his arms, keeping his elbows in. No down blocking, no circling, no scrolling. Just being able to move with his elbows in and staying focused on keeping those elbows back.
Only that. And circles.
So Evans now.
Did you say motion over there?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now we're gonna add a down block, so he's gonna continue to keep his elbows in. Still level change, she'll create motion, but now he'll put 2 hands down, circle, and then bring his elbows back. Making sure we're in good position here, hiding our elbows. Oh.
How do you do that back?
Back to the back.
Yeah. Did they?
Oh.
They're a little big on the feet. My trick. Yeah. No, I have to get wide shoes because like my feet is wide.
Yeah. So I can't wear Nike. Can't wear Nike so long.
So like I can't get the same size feet wide because I have to bring them in.
Two different types?
No. They're like 8.5. Yeah, these are 8.5, right? These are 8.5. I'm an 8. Yeah. I'm an 8. But if I get an 8, they squish my feet.
Fine.
They squish my feet.
The eighth.
They squish my feet.
Right now, he's gonna get into, continue to keep his elbows in, get to our down blocks and circle. Okay, now he's gonna add a shot after every down block. Shot after every down block. So motion, keep those elbows in. We'll go down block, circle, come up, and then he's got a shot right after that down block when he comes back up. Ready? Go. So we're just working our progressions in. The next one's gonna be adding a sprawl, and then we'll work through all those motions. 1 second. Fine. 10 seconds, we go again. Ready? Go. Time. Add a sprawl after that shot. Okay, so now he's adding a sprawl. We're going good stance in motion, elbows in, down block, shot, and then a sprawl after that shot. Down block, circle, right into a shot, and then a sprawl right after that down block for that shot. Ready? Go. Second. Time. All right, give you one last stretch and then we'll get into arm drags for today.
Charlie put his own weight to
Bits? What?
too far for here, breathing.
Really? That must have hurt. I think you kind of went like.
Cause like, you're hungry. Oh, you're hungry?
I'm gonna get into a funky drag today. Step in between the steps.
I never did.
Yeah, I just want to get what you want. And then,
Did I get to show you?
no,
Why?
because,
Can I show you
I'm
one?
going down.
Can I show you one?
You should bring him back.
Nice. I thought I didn't have handles, and it's so much weight to the floor. I had a struggle with me. See that?
Listen, don't feel bad. I didn't realize that I had it the first time I moved.
I had a struggle with it. I was gripping it with
You
this.
know what, the normally they don't have like the flap like that.
I was gripping it like this. I kept sliding, so I had to grip it harder.
All right, so lessons for today, arm drags. Multiple shots off this arm drag. Going really quickly, thinking off the top of my head. We could probably do about 8 to 10 different shots off of this arm drag. Let's get started. Most importantly,
Are you sure they can see?
yeah, what?
Hold on, they can't see me.
Yeah, I can see it.
Barely.
All right, so we talk about this every class. How do we make contact, right? You think about what Tyler was doing earlier in his motion where he kept his elbows in and just kind of moved around. This is kind of your first step of making contact with your opponent, okay? What he doesn't want to do is he doesn't want to come in with some blows and now he starts reaching this way, okay? This is perfect setup for me to start hitting my arm drags however it is I want to hit them. So if you're a guy that likes arm drags, or forget arm drags, just wanting to make contact correctly and efficiently as you're wrestling, keep those elbows in. Okay, keep those elbows in. Let your opponent, as you're coming, let your opponent go ahead and reach. Right? Let him get out of position and keep these in as long as you can, and then you can explode on your opponent. Okay, again, good rule of thumb, we make contact with our head first. So he starts walking in, whether it's head to head or he puts his head his head in my neck. Okay, his elbows stay in. Okay, he starts making contact. He wants to get here first enough so that when he grabs, these are short arms now. Okay, now he's not extended this way. Short arms, he can start climbing up, whatever it is he wants to do in this situation. Okay, understand something. Anytime you approach your opponent in a wrestling match, it is 99% chance that if you get too close for his comfort, he will put his hands up. Him or her, whoever's watching, whoever you wrestle. Okay? So, 9 out of 10 times. Safe to say 10 out of 10. But if you walk into your opponent, they're going to go ahead and put their arms up. Okay? And that's what we want to do. We want to be the opponent that becomes extremely patient. And not just getting overly aggressive and extending ourselves here where he can go ahead and level change. But I want to be able to get down and low. Get under his chin. Get under his chin. Start making contact. And now I can go ahead and start attacking my opponent. Okay? Arm drags. A couple different ways we could do it. There's also different times where we could do it, depending on what our opponent is doing. The first step to this arm drag, old school way, more traditional way, is your opponent reaches, okay, and I want to block him. Okay, he reaches, I block. I don't let him touch me. I don't just let him clamp on here because then it might be a little bit too difficult for me to get this arm out. Okay, so as he's coming, I block it, I take his hand, I push it towards my far hand, okay, nice and high on the armpit. I don't want the elbow, I want his armpit, right, and then I'm taking a step out to this outside. Right? My next step to finish would be just lower my level and then go ahead and finish that double leg. Okay? So we're in here, he reaches, I get here, I bring his arm down. Right? I bring his arm down to catch it with his bottom hand right on his armpit. I don't want to be here down low. I want to be nice and high on his armpit. I'm pulling down across his body as I take the step. Right? And then I'm able to come out, depending on how I want to shoot. It could be a standing snatch single. It could be on this side, a pull, sweep single from here. I'm going to stick to these single legs on the side. What I kind of feel is extremely important when it comes to these drags, and the mistake that we make a lot is when we decide to attack, we step outside. Okay, we don't close this space. So what happens is he reaches, I step out, and there's still too much space here, and this guy's going to defend it. If I want him to react the way I want him to react, then I got to show him I want to attack him. Right? So he reaches, and I want to go ahead and I step forward. That's his reaction. That's fine. That's his reaction to move around. Right? He doesn't want me to get that leg, so he's going to end up moving. And we have other things from there, maybe a far-sided shoot single. Okay? For now, what we're going to do is I want to be able to get to this drag. Okay, nice and easy. I block him as he reaches. I bring his arm down to this other hand, and here, now I want to go ahead and just drive across a little bit. Okay, so he's going to go arm drag, he reaches, I drag, I take a step, I want to step right next to his foot, get my back arm deep as I'm pulling down here, and I want to go ahead and start driving him across. Okay, one more time. He reaches, I block him, I don't let him clamp on me. I want to go ahead and take a really big step towards that foot. Step, back elbow nice and deep. I'm in this good, powerful spot. And if I wanted to, I can let go and go double. But for now, I just want to get going and start driving across a little bit. Okay? Ask away if you have any questions. If you want to see that again, we're going to have time to do this for a minute or so.
He comes with the heat on Saturday.
No, he didn't.
He does all the time.
He didn't.
He does every day, every Saturday.
What's that thing? Look cool.
He does every Saturday.
Again, very important that when we get to this drag, this armpit, we're pulling down and across the body. Right? If we pull down and across, this leg might become a little bit lighter. And now we're able to go ahead and finish that attack. Question?
That's a peak.
You have more views than you.
You should be taking care of that chat. See if everybody got questions, producer.
I host one class. They would.
This is Pete Russell, one match in his career. And that's if he retired after that.
Anyway, he's not hanging out with the US.
Yeah.
He just won that.
Yeah. Right, Pete?
Yeah, it's why it's feeling a little bit.
Okay, one more?
And that's it.
Okay, so we got the idea. We want to kind of like Mr. Miyagi, like wax on, wax off. I guess that's, I don't think I'm an old guy, but that's normally how us old guys would teach kids if they've seen the original Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off, and pull across the body. Okay, very important. Again, I want to stress this. When I do this drag, I'm not dragging his arm across his body. Okay? I'm dragging his arm and pulling him down and across to the mat so that I can make that leg that I want a whole lot lighter. Okay? I want to make sure I'm pulling down and across. Down. Look at that leg. I'm pulling down with the shoulder the whole time, getting them off balance. Okay, so that's your regular drag just to get to that leg. Let's get into a sweep single leg there. And Tyler, I'll just do it real slowly, and then I'll have him do it a couple times. I'm going to go ahead and drag. Again, concentrate on getting high on that armpit. As he drags his arm down, it's down, and he wants to get my shoulder kind of to my toe. So he wants to pull me down this way. Here comes that sweep single leg. Look at his position. If we execute this correctly, he's going to pretty much end up behind. And this is an almost guaranteed takedown. Can't guarantee takedowns, but you're in a really, really good position to go ahead and finish that. Okay? So as he comes in, he's going to go ahead and drag, take that nice big step, and just swing himself to that single leg. Right? End up behind this guy's leg. Again. Focus, guys. If you don't have a partner right now, make sure you write these things down that I keep repeating. Okay, that step has to go forward. Has to go forward. When I step, I want to make sure I step right next to his foot. Okay, I step, I want to step next to his foot. I don't want to step out. I don't want to step a little bit. I need to get my foot next to his foot so that I can go ahead and drop my knee behind his and end up in a good position to go ahead and take him down. Okay, so same motion. It's always the same motion on a drag. Okay, wax on, pulls it off. He goes, he steps nice between right next to my foot. As he pulls me down, he's just going to pull himself and swing around into that sweep single leg. Right? Maybe I end up down here if he's really pulling me down, which is a whole lot better than me standing up. Okay? One more time. He comes in, he gets me to reach, he pulls down and across my body, and then pulls himself in for that sweep single leg. Now we get a takedown. Okay? If you got a partner or your parents, go ahead and work on that for a little bit, 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next attack from there. Okay? Drag, sweep single leg. Drag, sweep single leg.
I didn't feel that.
There you go. You don't just realize you do. It's not that initial level change. Watch. I'm gonna do it slow. See it? If you can get the guy's hands on the mat, that's the best idea. That's how we drag down himself. Dude, I didn't pull you hard. It's just my level change when I come and then I just let you go. I'm gonna go over one more way to get to a drag from here. Okay. Let's just say that we kind of missed that drag off that initial reach, right? And he really gets his hands on us now, and it becomes difficult for me to get to this drag. What we can do now is just chop his arm, right? Create a little bit of space, create that space, come down to his wrist, chop it and catch. And then I can go ahead and go. So it's a chop. I end up chopping it down and catching that armpit, and then sneaking around. So we have that wax on, wax off, and we can go. Or if he really gets his hands on us and he's trying to pull us in, I want to create some space. I want to make his arm long. I don't want it short. Short arms are strong. Long arms are weak in wrestling. Right? I come down, chop him by his wrist, and then we're able to go and finish that takedown. All right, so that's just a different way. You can go ahead and grab it. You just go ahead and chop down. Chop that arm down. Continue to go ahead and step next to his foot. Execute that technique. Okay, one more time. He gets here, even if he's inside control. Right? Just create some space. Create space. Chop that arm down. And then go ahead and take that step into that single leg. Okay, I'll have time to do that for another 30 seconds. No. Just make sure we're still pulling down. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Producer, do we have any questions?
I'm honest.
Not yet? No? We got 8 people watching. Announce yourself. If you're watching, let me know who's watching. Ask questions. Okay. All right, so that's kind of basic. Basic drag to a sweep single leg, nearsighted sweep single leg. Okay, again, 2 different ways that we could get to this drag. Okay, old school, or what I call it. I don't think I'm that old, but to Tyler, I'm old school, I would say. So we go wax on, wax off. Right? He comes in, I block him here before he gets a clamp on me. Right? I make sure that I chop him in his armpit. I want to grab nice and high, drag him down across the mat. Here, into that sweep single leg. Okay, now we can go ahead, chase, climb up the leg, however it is you want to finish. Okay, that's what people would say is traditional. The other thing I can do is just chop him. If you bring me in here and we're nice and tight, I got to create the space. Again, my goal is to make his arm long. Right? It's going to make it a lot easier for me to chop him down. I can't chop him with arms bent, but I can create space and get to this point. Okay? Chop and catch, drag straight across the body. Move.
Jaden is in here and Noah's in here.
Noah?
And Jaden.
Noah who? Kochman?
Yeah.
Hey, Koch, what's up?
And Jaden
What's up, Jaden?
Barreto.
Okay. So those are the 2 things we could do. 2 different ways we can get to that arm drag, traditional type arm drag. All right, I'm going to have him go now. He's going to go ahead and take that step. I'm going to react like a wrestler I'm supposed to and kind of back out of it. And then he's going to switch sides into the sweep single leg. Okay, again, extremely important. How do I get him to step back? The only way to get him to step back is if I go ahead and attack him. I have to show him I want to attack him. Okay, that's what I need to do. Show him I want to attack him. If I just stay sideways, I haven't closed that space. Right? You got to close distance here. So he's going to go ahead and drag. This is slow. He drags. I step out of it, and here comes his sweep single leg or pull single on that far side. Okay, again. He drags it. As long as he's stepping forward, I'm going to believe that he wants to grab my leg. I got to pull out of it. Go ahead and change level, and then switch to that far side. Okay, and a match just happens really quickly. All right, so you're not really gripping him on that drag. You're kind of sliding off of it to end up going to that far side. Okay, so you're not necessarily gripping this guy. Tyler's showing it really slow. I'll go a little bit faster. So he's going to drag, and then go ahead and let go and get here. All right, so get to that drag, slide down his arm as you're pulling down, and then finish to that sweep, that far side. Okay?
It's Pete.
All right, try that if you got a partner. If not, guys, if you're on your own right now, do this motion on your own. Okay, show me just a drag and then attack near-sided leg. Yeah, drag near-sided leg. Right? That's near-sided leg. Again, he's going to go drag. Go ahead and pull into that single leg. Now he's going to make this guy step back and go far-sided sweep single. Okay? So these are motions that you can do if you're at home alone and you have a space to go ahead and execute it. Go ahead and do that a couple more times.
That's the suck.
Get like 10. Get five near ones and then 5 far ones. All right, so just watch Tyler create some motion here off that drag. Don't forget, guys, I said visualization is one of the most important parts of wrestling. You got to be able to see an attack without somebody in front of you. Because if you can actually see it in your head, pretty sure come match time, your brain's going to recognize that situation, and then we're just going to be able to go. Okay? We've got 1 or 2 more on this side, and then he'll go far side and keep single leg. You should be able to create and see these motions in your head as you're doing this at home. If you got to slow it down just like he did, even better. Start slow, get technique first. Speed will come later as you pick up that technique and you get more comfortable with the motion. Come on. I'll have them do it on me for another minute or so.
Follow it.
Follow me.
This one is.
Because I'm just gonna create that motion. As soon as you touch his elbow, it's automatic, this guy's gonna pull back. Sometimes you don't even have to pull it. You can just go, like that, right? And as long as I do this, without dragging it, you're gonna pull.
Yeah.
I hold on to it. I have.
You can.
I have this default. I don't let go.
Try it. You don't have to hold on to it. You could just be like that, and then you're already going.
That's what I do. I said let it go everything, and then go in. I hold on to it.
We'll go a couple more here. So I'm just trying to move 3 steps ahead right now. Sorry. But it's okay. But now you just saw something different that we can do off that drag, which I wasn't planning on showing it, but I'll show it at the end where we won't necessarily drill it. But you could also come far-sided, kind of cross ankle pick on it. Okay? Want drink?
I don't know.
So I'll just go to the bathroom and then we'll come back. Okay? If you're home, again, doing this on your own, just continue to go through these motions about yourself. Okay? We're in here, good stance. We're dragging, step forward. Drag, step forward. Drag, step forward. Drag, step forward. Go ahead and sweep single leg. Okay? In there. Drag, step forward. Sweep single leg. Okay? Drag, step forward. He pulls back. Step. Far-sided sweep single. Forward, step. Far-sided sweep single. Okay? Those are the motions that so far we're creating off of these drags. Okay? Arm drags. While we wait, I think there are a technique that is extremely underutilized. It's an awesome technique if we can nail it down. It's difficult to defend. There are a bunch of different ways to do it. I see guys go drag and kind of sit on it. I'll do this slowly. It's not something I'm comfortable with, but I know guys do it. You get guys that sometimes will get to this drag, and now they'll just sit. Pull this guy all the way down to be able to get to the top. If you're comfortable with that, you could do that. I had a coach one time teach me, instead of kind of sitting, I'm going to aim my foot right at his shoelaces. as I hit this drag, right? So I hit this drag, I aim my foot at his shoelaces as I pull him down, and then you can go ahead and finish that drag from there. So, Mark Schultz. Mark Schultz was really big on arm drags, and the way he finished his was he'd drag and then go into an inside trip, like so. He'll drag and pull himself into the hook, and then just blast the guy down. Oh, so that's another way that we could do that. And now I have about 15 other things that we could do in my head, that I just popped into my head. Okay, so again, I started off by saying I could probably think about 8 to 10 different things that we can do from here. I think another 10 for 20 now just kind of popped into my head. Obviously, we're not going to have time to go through all of these. I just want to get through the basic motions, and what options we have, and then go from there. We can expand on this a little bit later. The next one I want to do is just a straight pull down. I see it a lot executed this way overseas a lot, and the idea is to really explode my hips to his hips. So by the time I get to this drag, I'm going to be hip to hip on him, being able to pull him down from here. Okay, so what does it look like? I want to be able to go, just turn my hips, drag him down, pull him down on the mat. Okay? We get a good drag. I look for that far hip. Okay, far hip meaning I want to get to, if he's standing here, when I turn my hips as fast as I can, hip to hip, I want to get to this far hip, drag down. Right? If he doesn't go down, then I always have an option of going ahead and attack that single leg. Okay? So really quickly as we're wrestling, he's in here, I'm moving him. I want to get to that drag, turn my hips, sag him down, attack. Okay? It's a really powerful explosion and hip turn here where I want to go ahead and just kind of face the same way he's facing. As I do that, I'm pulling down on his arm. Okay? Again, we get to this drag. And I want to get my hip next to his hip. Okay? I take that step, and I back step into this as I pull him down. Okay? I take this step, back step, pull him down. Okay, I want him to carry all my weight when I do this. One more time, I'll hit this a little bit quicker. He reaches, and I just drag him down.
I know you got it.
Well, I'm quick. And I want to be. Okay? I'll have time to do that a couple times, and then we'll move on to one pretty cool one. I'll say it's a little bit cutting edge, and maybe not, but it's just a different way to hit a drag, and then be able to stick him on his back.
Let me do it.
Huh? No, this one's a kick. You kind of drag it down. If you want to take, you can maybe go up to that way. Yeah, as you pull down. You know. Yeah. So, I don't know if I explained this, but the reason why I like attacking up high on his armpit is because if my arm ends up slipping, at least I have his elbow, right? If I attack his elbow on this drag, and I go and I move and I slip, I might slip off his old arm. So I want to start as high as I can, and then if it so happens to just slide down, the furthest I'll go is to his elbow, and I'll still be, that's efficient enough to go ahead and finish this takedown. Again, simple, it's just a quick twist of the hips as fast as you can. Be powerful with it. And then start pulling this guy down. Yeah, and look where you ended up. Yeah, that's why we go reach for that arm. So 2 or 3 more times. As you turn that hip, really feel good. So worst case scenario, right? I don't go down. You know, worst case scenario, I don't go down. You're here next to me, pulling down. You know what I mean? Yeah, then I start pulling up. Yeah. 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 Good. See if we have any questions on that. Does anybody need to see that again? I'll explain it and show it again. I'm gonna go over one more, and then I'm just gonna breeze through the other options that we have from there. We're not gonna drill it, but I just want to show you guys the tons of options that we have off of that drag type motion. Okay. This technique is one last technique that I'm gonna have Tyler drill. It's a different step than you may normally be used to. We're not stepping outside his leg. We're gonna step right in between his legs, a little bit more Greco type, but it's definitely effective to use in folk style. Okay? I'll try to explain this slowly. So generally, I like to do this with my left leg forward. I don't feel comfortable dragging towards my right side, so I normally drag towards my left side, which means that my left leg is always either stepping beside him, or in this technique, I'm going to step in between his legs. Okay, so what I want to do is, as I go ahead and drag this, I'm going to step as deep as I can into a squat in between his legs. Here, right, and I want to get to this hip. Right, now I can go ahead and take this back leg and step up and get to a body lock from here. I can go ahead and take him back, you know, Greco freestyle, take him backwards up in the air, and folk style, you just put him down. Okay, technique can be used in any style. I don't really think about styles. I think it's about wrestling. Wrestling is wrestling to me. A 2-point takedown in Greco is the same, scores the same as a 2-point takedown in folk style and a 2-point takedown in freestyle. Obviously, some things are different. In Greco, you can't touch the legs, so this is why this move can, translate over the course of those 3 styles. So again, let's do it this way. As I drag, you're going to see my foot come right in between his, and I'm going to get to a nice squat. So I drag, I step in between, I get this arm nice and deep around his waist. Okay, from here I can just lock and sag him down if I want to, okay, right to his back, or I can just go ahead and lift him and then launch him back. Only in international styles, we can't back arch in folk style. Okay. Again, I'll change direction. I want to go drag, my foot stepping right in between his. Okay, right in between. I dig nice and deep for this far hip. Right, I want to go ahead and get a lock in here. I can either sag forward and freestyle back off, step, and then launch them backwards. All right, what does this look like? A little bit quicker. I'm just gonna sag him down. I'm not gonna throw him. Tyler's gonna end up throwing me at some point onto the blue mat. I'm not sure when, but that's why I pulled out the mat, because I'm afraid he's gonna launch me on the mat.
So,
So-
I'm gonna throw it.
I don't know, we'll see. The mat might give you some confidence.
Matt, wait.
So, very quickly, as we get in here, right, he reaches, I step deep, I lock, and I just sag right onto his back. Okay, very important how we step in and squat in here. We're not keeping our butt out, okay? It's pretty much just a lunge. I go in, I step as deep as I can, get to my hands locked, step up, pull them down, or I'm stepping up to go ahead and take them backwards. Okay, one last time, and then we'll drill this for a couple minutes, and then we'll get into the other thing that we can do. All right, so he goes, I drag, whether it's a snap to that armpit or it's wax onto that armpit, okay, but I want to step in between. Get to this far hip, okay, my arm wraps around to that far hip, lock. I can sag him down, pull him down to the mat, or I can go ahead and lift him and back arch in your international style. You got that?
Yeah.
How would you drill this alone? You go ahead and drag, step, and come up. Okay? I'm in here, step in, up my hand, and then I can start walking backwards or just pull them down. Step, nice big step, my chest is up, I reach for that far hip, I let go, so I can go ahead and step up, either bring him down or walk backwards for my back arch.
Go for pillow.
Huh?
Go for pillow.
Body pillow.
I'm the motion comfort. Sorry.
Huh?
Like, sorry.
Let's do it, we're through.
That's what it is. Yep, that one comes around. And we can either come here and sag down or lift. Yeah. And then you're gonna go that way. Okay? Yeah, when you lift, you're gonna end up walking backwards.
And I'm
And then
going
you're
back.
going that way.
So
That's
let's
my
try
trap.
to the trap on.
Yeah, you're going back, but you're turning towards the trap.
Work on.
You understand?
You
So
do
your
it,
step
you
becomes, so when you get to this lock, you take this big step, like you're gonna go ahead and lift. And then you're gonna launch, going that way.
run.
Then you want to keep them up, and then just walk towards that bound line,
Your points.
and then launch that down.
I learned not to go in the air.
Huh?
I learned not to go in the air.
Why not?
I never get my full point out.
You can.
Yeah, but I never do.
You get a 5, maybe.
No, I had a double in the air like 10 times, and I only got 2 points every time.
Well, that's used to double down.
Yeah, but I
You
did.
can run now.
It was too much energy to hold them up. So I tried to get to 2.
It's gonna be 2 seconds. Yeah. Good.
Oh,
Just in case you get fried. Don't trust me. Don't trust me.
you trust me, right? They teach you.
It's the biggest one.
Run.
And then you pop it up. Yeah. Pick up, pick up.
See, you trust me.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
with a mat.
Yeah.
Like, as you walk back.
Oh, I don't know. I try.
Ready?
I can figure it out.
Try it. Get me off the mat, walk, and when you get there, boom, just pop it. I'll have him throw me one more time. Stand up, pick up, walk back, stand go. Yes. So, that's how that one kind of works. Little bit different than how you would normally see it. It could feel awkward in the beginning because you really got to get a good lunge in there, and get in between his legs so you can get a lock kind of right underneath his waistline. And it just gives me the power to be able to just lift him and come right back up into that throw, or I can just pop up and get to that side. Okay? Any questions first before we're going to start wrapping it up? But I'm going to go through as many options as I have in my head to show where these drags can lead. Producer, any questions? No questions. Okay. I think we're going to be drag masters, since there's no questions. Okay, so Tyler showed one, or he didn't show one, but he executed one before, where we can go to this drag. And again, if we execute this drag correctly, you're going to force your opponent to make some type of reaction, or you're going to go get that near leg. Okay? So I always want to step forward. I'm going to keep repeating that. I want to step forward. I want to close the space between me and him. I don't want to step outside and keep the same distance. I got to get closer. So I want to go ahead, get to this drag. I'm stepping forward. He pulls that leg back, and now I can go into this bar pick or this cross pick and take him down. Different angle. I get to this drag. I step forward. He pulls back, and I want to pull down on his arm. Pull down on his arm, bring it to his knee, and attack his ankle. Okay, I'll do it from the back. I step forward, I drag, I step forward, he pulls back, I pull down, and attack his cross ankle, elevate. Again, always close space so that we can go ahead and finish that takedown. That's a cross pick. Off of that, similar type motion if we're a little bit, how do you say it? If you're bold enough to hit this next technique, again, crucial, stepping forward, getting your opponent to react on the side. He pulls that leg back, and I can always come back. You start trip. I'm tripping from there. Okay? He steps that foot back, I step forward, and then I'm going to go ahead and step in between. Pop in, move back. You get to this inside trip off of that drag. Okay, so that's 6 total, 2 extra that we went over. Okay, I'll let Tyler do this one. Think more simple, drag to a double leg, right? On this one, Tyler's gonna go ahead and he's gonna drag and sidestep, but then end up stepping forward to hit that double leg. Okay, so he's gonna kind of sidestep and then real quickly get into that double leg. Okay, he's gonna drag, then sidestep, change level, and then here comes his double leg. Okay. Again. One more time, a little quicker. Okay, that's your drag to a double leg. Let's just say our opponent ends up grabbing our wrist. Okay? Let's just say we're wrestling and now he grabs our wrist. Okay, we can still drag off of here. I want to, again, his arm is bent. I need to extend his arm. Now his arm is long. So if we're in here wrestling and his arm is bent, I got to go ahead and pull so I can straighten his arm out. Okay? I want to be able to pull from here. Bring this arm in. Now his arm is long, and I can go ahead and drag from that position. Okay, so he controls my wrist. I pull my arm, right? Pull it to extend it, or if he's holding it tight, I can bring my arm straight down. That's also going to go and straighten his arm out. So I can either pull to straighten his arm out or go down to straighten his arm out. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and attack that side. Okay, we can go sweep single on that side. Not really, doesn't really matter. It's just a different thing. He controlling your wrist. Use what your opponent's giving you. Okay. Instead of keeping my head to the outside, the other thing I can do is I can drag and go hip to hip like we did before. Drag, go hip to hip. Maybe I can get to that leg, and then we attack from there. Okay. So I turn my hip on that. He grabs. I extend his arm. Go hip to hip, and I can go ahead and attack that leg on the single leg. Okay? Tygo crossfire. A little bit more flashy. Tyler can go and drag, and as I pull my foot back, he's going to come in on this fireman and finish. Okay? Again, he hits this, he drag, I step back, he's going to penetrate through, finish that fireman. Okay? That's something else that we can do from there. What else can we do off of drags? I don't know. That might have been about 8. You're kind of leaving my head now. Different setup. Maybe I'll go drag to not really grab a leg, but I want to get him to reach a little bit. Right? So I'll show him this drag. He comes back. Now I have a duck under. Okay? So I allow him to come back. I allow him to think that he's going to put his hands on me to get control, and then I'll duck on this far side. So come this way, he comes. I duck on this far side. Okay. That's a bunch of things we can do off drags. I'm pretty sure that in your lifetime of career, you might use 2 of them, if that. I highly doubt that you'll really try to get to all of them. The most basics, the most used ones are maybe a drag to a misdirect far side. We touched on that, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, a couple sessions ago, when we worked on misdirections. Other simple things are dragged into a double leg, drag sweep single, and drag ankle picks. There's tons of things you could do on it. Again, the most important part, things you should write down about this drag is when we drag, we're stepping forward. Everything we do is stepping towards our opponent, closing space. That's pretty much the only way we're going to get our opponent to react. Some opponents may react by you stepping outside, but you're still going to be a little bit too far away to go ahead and get to that attack. So closing space is important. Don't forget what we talked about when we want to make contact, keeping those elbows in. We don't want to be the ones to extend the arms. We'll get dragged, we'll get popped, we'll get snapped down, we'll get controlled, however it is, 2-on-1s, rainbows, what I call. A lot of different things that you could do if you remove those elbows from your body. Okay, we need to start being able to wrestle with our elbows back. It's a lot quicker to get our hands down from there versus getting our hands down from here. There's so much more space that we have to cover. When we begin to extend the arms, you should be able to grab after you've made contact with your head. Okay, if your opponent has the same idea, then you're both going to touch heads, and then it's going to be a real short fight, hand control fight. With your elbows in trying to control. Other than that, I can guarantee that if you keep your elbows in and you just walk towards your opponent, 9 out of 10 times, they will put their hands up. Okay? We have pops, we have snaps, we have drags, we have 2-on-1s, we have underhooks from those reaches. A lot of different things you could do or you could give up if you're always reaching, get your elbows away from your body all the time. Okay, so we've been talking about that a lot lately, getting the guys to just keep their elbows back as long as you can. Being in good counter position if we need to counter. Notice I didn't say defend. I don't really like the word defense. I like countering and then we attack after that. Okay? Other than that, I hope you enjoyed a good drag day. I hope you guys picked something up on it. Maybe heard something that was a little bit different that I may have said that helped you understand the technique a little bit better. But begin to use it. It's a really underutilized technique. You can use it, off the element of surprise a lot of times. And again, you could really catch somebody reaching and get somebody reacting so we can get to those misdirects or regular direct shots. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Anything? We're good. Thanks, guys. Hope we all had a happy Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully we got to the boardwalk a little bit, walked around, got a little bit of fresh air, stayed safe. And we'll be back on Thursday, the 28th. Not sure what we're going to do on Thursday yet or who's going to be in Thursday, but as always, it's going to be informative, and I hope you guys are, again, taking advantage of our live sessions and learning while we're away from each other. So have a good night. See you guys Thursday.